Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. Today we are working on the RV. We're going to be winterizing it. Well, just getting it ready for the winter. There's some cold weather's coming in the next couple days, and it's going to be freezing. So I got to get all the water out of it and the lines with antifreeze so it doesn't freeze up on me. So I'm just going to walk you through the process that I use to winterize this. This is a Sunseeker 3250 LE. So this is probably pretty standard on most RVs, but I'm going to walk you through the process that I use. Okay, now this video is not going to be for complete storage winterization. This is just to get it ready so it doesn't like freeze. So if you're going to store it, there's a few other steps we're going to go through. I'll go through that in a different video. This is just to get it so the lines and the water doesn't do any damage, like freeze damage to it. So there's four tanks. Okay, there's 4 tanks that we want to drain. 3 of them are on this side. The first one we're going to do, this is the water heater. Now this I've already drained, but this is, so your water heater is on, usually is a panel that looks like this. It pulls down. Open it up here. There's a little drain hole right here. You take out this plug, 13/16 socket or wrench, take that off. You can open this relief valve to let some air in to help it drain easier. But basically just do that, drain your water heater. That's the first tank to drain. Okay, the next 2 tanks, these are just normal use tanks, but this is going to be your gray, which is your toilet tank, and your gray, which is your sink and shower tank that holds your wastewater. So take this to the RV dump, drain those out, get all the water out of there, and if you have a flusher, I just drain the water out of my flusher. But that's the second and third tank you want to drain. The 4th tank that we want to drain is our fresh water tank. We want to get all of the water out of the tank that holds all the fresh water. So for me, it's in here. On this particular one, this blue line here is what goes up to the freshwater holding tank. It holds about 45 gallons. This right here, this valve here, with it being in line, that's going to empty it. So when it's closed off, that closes it so that way it can hold water. When I move it like that, it's going to release all the water from the tank down, and it'll drain out the bottom. So those are the 4 tanks you want to drain. Once you do that, then we need to add antifreeze to the lines so that the lines inside the RV don't One freeze. Important step before we add antifreeze is we want to use valves to isolate the water heater so that we don't fill the hot water tank up with antifreeze. So if you see here, now my hot water heater, so this is my kitchen area. I just take out these 2 drawers here and I have access to the hot water heater. There's 3 valves in here. So I actually have them in the winterization position right now. So if you see here, this top one, this is hot water going out of the tank. So what I want to do is I want to valve that off. So in normal use, this is turned parallel. So I'm closing water that's going out of. And down here at the bottom, I've turned this one to close it off as well. So basically I don't want water coming to or from the hot water heater. This middle one I have it parallel so that way the antifreeze can go between these 2 lines, between the hot and cold line going out. So what I'm doing is isolating the water heater so that no water I don't want to fill this up with antifreeze. I just drained it from the outside. That's sufficient. So this is the winterization position for these valves. So when they're parallel, it's the in-use one. So hopefully that makes sense. So now that I have the water heater isolated, I'm going to now use my winterization hose, stick it into a jug of antifreeze. Okay, what I want to do is I want to get 1 jug ready here. Now my RV has this. This is really handy. I had a previous Class C RV that didn't have this. Not all will. I don't know, but this is something that was. It looks like it's installed from the factory. If you see here, there's a white hose that comes out. This white hose, if I pull this out, this is going to go into the jug of antifreeze, and then I turn this black valve here so that it sucks from the hose. When it's turned that way, it allows water to be sucked from the fresh water tank, but in this position it's going to suck only from the jug of antifreeze. So when I stick this into the jug here, let's see, I'll take this lid off. Stick it in there, all the way to the bottom. Okay, got it positioned in the jug. Got that turned towards the hose, so it's ready to suck from the hose. Now what I'll do is I'll come into the RV. I'll turn my water pump on. What I'll do is we'll start priming, and it'll suck. It'll start sucking from up. It's priming itself. Antifreeze. So then what I'll do is I have a kitchen sink, bathroom sink, and a shower. So what I'll simply do is I'll go in and I'll just do cold, turn on cold, turn it on hot. I basically want to let it run until I see antifreeze coming out, like that. Do the same thing at the sink here. As soon as antifreeze is coming out, I just want to make sure all the water's out. So we've got antifreeze coming out there, antifreeze there, and I'm going to make sure it goes into the shower. And I want antifreeze coming out of the shower. And we'll do the same for the toilet. We'll want to just hold down the toilet, make sure antifreeze is coming out of there. And I've got a little sprayer here. We want to make sure antifreeze is coming out of here. I'll just flush that down. Okay, now that all of my toilet, my bathroom sink, shower, and kitchen sink have I've run all the water out, and now there's antifreeze only in those lines. That's all we need to do. It should take about 2 jugs. I put a jug in earlier, so see how it took about, so you'd probably need about 2 jugs for this. If you have more than one bathroom, if you have multiple bathrooms, more sinks, it could take a little more, but I found that two jugs is about what it takes. So now all I have to do is put this back, screw the cap back on, and this is winterized, ready for the winter. There's no need to pay a dealership or the RV place to do this. This is very simple to do yourself, especially if you have this type of a hose already set up where it just sucks right from the jug here. But hopefully this was helpful. If you have any questions, concerns, comments, feel free to leave them. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. Thanks. Okay guys, hopefully that was a helpful video. One thing that helped me with winterizing this is when I bought the RV from a dealership. It was a dealership in Denver, Colorado, Lazy Days. I want to give a shout out to them. They did a great job. But one thing you should do when they're doing a tutorial on how to use the RV and how to winterize it, I recorded that with my phone. So I have a video recording of what the guy said of how to winterize this, how to get it ready for winter. So I was able to use that tutorial video just to do the things that I just did. So that's just a quick tip. When you buy your RV, when you're looking at an RV, get some tips on how to winterize it so that way you're ready for winter when it comes. But anyways, hopefully that was helpful. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.